So we hear and see every day how important a website and web presence is, but let's be honest, is it actually making a difference in real life? Because we don't always see those leads coming in one after another countlessly. So how much difference does actually having a website or a web presence make? Let's talk about how your lack of a web presence might be costing you $2,000. Hey guys, Jeff here from Jeff Designs Co. I'm here to help small business leaders, entrepreneurs, and church leaders like yourself establish a visual identity on a budget. Here with tips and tricks about graphic design, web development, online presence building, even if you have little to no experience. So this week, I saw firsthand how not having a website can impact a business. So a little bit of backstory. My wife and I, we are youth pastors. That is our full-time job. And this week, my wife was prepping for a youth trip, and we're gonna be taking our kids to a water park. Now, during the summer, our numbers are a little bit down, but we're thinking we're gonna have about 30 students, at least 7 leaders. So we're gonna be close to 40 people is gonna be going in all. We're thinking the price for a water park, if we get the group rate, is gonna be about $35 a person. So with that little bit of math, you're at about $1,400 alone. Now let's assume that each of our 40 people spends at least $10 on food or concessions or gifts, and I'm sure they're going to spend much more than that. You're at about $400 there, so you're about $1,800. I'm going to assume that everyone is going to go ahead and spend more than $10, and you're going to hit at least $2,000. So we're talking about a $2,000 sale with this group that we're going to be bringing. That is what we're going to be bringing. So my wife just got on Google like anyone would. My wife is not an internet marketer. She is not a website guru. She is just a normal person, a normal consumer. And she gets on Google and she simply types in water parks near me. And the first thing comes up are these ads right here. She didn't really look at those. She jumped right into this little area. This Google Maps area is incredibly important. Now, actually, I'll show you the first thing she did. She did this right here. She clicked Kentucky Splash, Water Park, and Campground. And she clicked that and it kind of brought up this whole list. And she went over here and she kind of looked around and she looked at the pictures. The pictures looked really good. She looked at the review. It has great reviews, has a large number of reviews. People really seem to love this. Now, she wanted to find out more about group rates. She wanted to find a little bit more about the business. She went up here and there's no website. There's no website here. There appears to be nowhere to find more information. So this is exactly what my wife did. Oh, Nashville Shores. They have a website. In that moment, in that second, I mean, literally, it took her enough time to look and say, this looks like a nice water park. Everything looks good. The pictures are good. The reviews are great. But there's nowhere to get more information. There's no website. Now, they have a Facebook page. They have other information online, but there was no website, so she had no next step. Right? She's on this, she's liking what it's looking like here, but there was no next step. There was no website for her to visit to find out about group rates, or dress code, or anything like that. So she very quickly clicked away. And now we're no longer going to Kentucky Splash Water Park. Now we're going to Lake Winnepesaukah. That is the water park we chose over that. And looking honestly down here, Lake Winnepesaukah doesn't even come up all that high. It doesn't come up till you're right here. Now notice there are some really good reviews and they have a good website. It was very easy for us to find more information about Lake Winnie. It was very easy for us to come here. They actually have information about their groups right here. They have information about all of their different rides, all of their different slides, all their different activities they have there. It was very easy to find this information because it's right here on their website. Their Google Maps listing sends you right to their website. It was very easy to find information, and that's where we ended up going. So for this company right here, unfortunately to say, is not having a website just cost them a $2,000 sale. So as you could see kind of in that case study, and I'm telling you guys, this is exactly what my wife did. I actually went and asked her about it because I was just curious about how we landed where we landed, because she was telling me about the Kentucky Splash World or whatever it was. She was telling me about that. And then I came in, she's like, we're going to Lake Winnie. And I'm like, okay, why? And she showed me just on there that there was no website. There was nowhere else for her to get more information. And then she went to the Facebook page, and there were some questionable things on the Facebook page that they just didn't really have someone running it. And so I may do another case study on the Facebook page as well and kind of show you what threw her off about that, and maybe you can not make those same mistakes with your business. But I just wanted to show you guys how simply not having a website, not having a web presence, that Google Maps listing, they came up as like number 2 or number 3. But even having that, it still cost them because there was nowhere to go after that. Okay, you have nice pictures, you have good reviews, people really seem to enjoy it. Okay, what do I do next? What especially if I'm needing a group rate, I really need more information. Or I want to know, what the dress code is. I want to know if there's food at the park. I need to know if I need to bring my own towels or if towels will be provided, if there's enough tubes, or can I bring my own tube? Or, what's the age limits? What's the age restrictions? What is there for me to do with my 2-year-old? Like, I need this kind of information. It's not information that's going to be given to me on Google. So you really need some sort of a web presence. Okay, so what do I do if I don't exactly have the skills and abilities to build a website, and I don't have the money to hire someone like you to build that website? What do I do? Well, I completely understand that. Fortunately for all us small business owners, there are other options, and there are options with social media. But again, it's got to be something you're intentional about, because this place had a Facebook page. My wife went there, and it actually threw her off more than just not having a website. I mean, without the website, I still don't think we were going to go. But she going to the Facebook page and reading the reviews there and seeing the pictures that were posted, it really, really threw her off. And again, it led to her decision of not going there and not taking our 40 people there. So you can have a website. So the reason I mentioned not just web design, but I mentioned web presence building is because I believe that we need a web presence. You're either online or you're missed, right? You're either going to have a presence, you're either going to have information online, or you're going to be missed. They say that 80% of people will research on the internet before making any purchase, and that statistic actually goes up if you offer any kind of service. So everyone is going to look online before they ever make a purchase. But are you online? Do you have a presence where they can find you and find information, and they can answer the questions they have without having to actually call you? Because let's be real, in this generation, no one is calling anyone. We don't even want to call to ask about group rates. I know at Dollywood, we had to call and ask about group rates, and it actually took us like a week to do that because we just kept looking for information on the website, because for real, it should have been on there. This generation, like this culture, we don't want to have to call you. We have the internet with unlimited information. We should never have to actually pick up the phone. You should have all the information online, and you can do that without a website. You can do that on social media, but be professional about it. I'm going to have plenty of videos on social media on this channel, but there's plenty of other videos already on YouTube about social media. So you can go to YouTube and learn about social media. You can go to your favorite pages to follow, see what they do, see what differences they make. And I'll give you a couple tips right here. Is if you are a small business, maybe you own a water park or you do something like that, have good photos. That's going to make the biggest difference, is have good, relevant photos. Because I know one of the things that was on their website is they had pictures of like a couple birds and turtles and a stack of chairs. That's nice. I mean, that's good, I guess. Post that to your personal page. That's not relevant if I'm looking for a water park. I want to see the slides. I want to see people smiling. I want to see food. I want to see what there is to do at the water park, not just what you snapped on your phone, right? So make sure your pictures are relevant and they're good. A lot of times, especially if you own something like a water park, you could have an aspiring photographer come out, take the photos for free in exchange for, some free tickets to your park, or, something like that. You can figure out a way to do that, or you can actually hire a good photographer and pay the money for them to come, because you can then reuse those photos on all of your social media, in your advertising, on your website, in your other marketing, in your branding. You can use those websites for that. So good photos are essential. And I think they're going to kind of make the sale more than anything else. If you can clearly represent what is actually going on at your facility or what kind of services you offer, that's going to go a long way in people making that click and actually deciding to go with you, because we're simply fooling ourselves if we think that people are going to choose us because there are no other options. You've seen I typed in water parks near me, and there was probably at least 20 different options. So as soon as one didn't have a website, it was very easy to move to the next. And it's like that in every single field. So you got to make sure you have a good online presence, but not just good, but it's better than your competitors, because there are so many options today. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. I hope this case study kind of helped you, kind of showed you a few things. I may dive deeper into the social media aspects of things. I may do a case study on what kind of threw us off about that social media, but also what some good social media or Facebook practices are for your business, that when consumers come to your business is going to build kind of trust and mutual respect, and that they're going to actually listen and like what you have to say. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy this content, if you want that social media case study, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below if you've ever experienced something similar. Maybe you've went to research for something and there was not a website, so you chose a competitor. If something like that has ever happened to you, do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. All right, go out and have an awesome day, guys. See ya.